Hey, what's up? So a while back I did a video where I had just an absolute refrigerator of a pimple on my face, where I talked about Hinge prompts that I found on, you guessed it, Hinge. And you aren't going to believe this, but since I made that video, I am still single. I am still a bachelor and I am still on the prowl. And I know you're probably sitting there thinking, but Ben, you're a stallion. How could you possibly be single? And believe me, I've screamed that at the mirror more times than I can count, but that is just life. It isn't always fair. Things aren't always going to go your way. I've accepted that and I need you guys to as well. But also I'm like super available. So please hit me up. Like please, I need it. I need connection. But anyways, I've always wanted to make a part 2 to that Hinge prompt video because I didn't feel like I talked about that many in the first one, and I've seen some pretty wacky ones since. I only talked about like a handful of them, and that's an issue because I don't have big hands. So I'm going to rectify that today by talking about too many and boring you, and then eventually in the future I'll make a third one where I talk about the exact right amount of Hinge prompts, and it's perfect. However, that's not today's video. Before I start, I figure I should update you on my prompts because they have changed since the last video came out. Now we're working with 3 and a voice prompt. My voice prompt is just me explaining how brutal I am at getting on escalators, which is true. I'm very bad at it. I just haven't figured it out yet, but it's also silly, right? I'm vulnerable that way. I am just horrendous at getting on escalators, and I don't know why. I just struggle every single time. I almost fall. It's textbook humiliating, but they're everywhere, and I have to deal with it. Then we've got my Cry in the Car song, which went from Yeah by Usher. It is now Jenny from the Block by J-Lo. Different song, but still just as silly. Up next, the one thing I'd love to know about you is if you come from money. I'm acting like I'm shallow for kicks. Finally, together we could go to the park and throw pigeons at bread. Disrupt the order. If the ladies didn't know I was wacky before, they certainly do now. Like I said, it makes no sense that I'm still single. All right, now on to the not my prompts. This first girl knows what she wants. You should not go out with me if you're an asshole. I love when I see prompts like this, something along the lines of like, don't be an asshole. Like an asshole's gonna read that and be like, oh, sheesh, I guess I'd better leave her alone then. I had no idea. Not entirely sure this will have the intended effect. Next one, I'm convinced that I'm fire molded into human form. I'm confident that you're not. What are you, a Targaryen from Game of Thrones? Oh, you're not? You're just insane? Okay. And is this what you want to hear from your potential partner? That they're completely delusional? Not me, personally, but hey, maybe that's your thing. I'd love to chat with her and ask what this really means, but I know my limits. I know I can't handle a badass bitch, so I'll just leave it alone. My most irrational fear? Women's rights. Okay, an odd stance to have, especially for a woman. Do you agree or disagree that women deserve education? Okay, she's really towing the line here. She's getting pretty political. It seems like she has an agenda for sure. Curious, but mostly just horrified of what her third prompt could be. Oh. Okay, not exactly what I was expecting. Honestly, that might be her most controversial one yet. It's 2024. Get an air fryer. The one thing you should know about me is I'm obsessed with history, especially about buffalo. Expect random facts. Does she mean the city or the animal? Both would be absurd, so I'm just going to assume it's the city, and if so, that's probably the craziest one I've ever read. Like, that is legitimately one of the craziest ones I've ever read. How are you obsessed with the history of Buffalo, New York? You might be the first person who's ever actually said that. No offense to anyone from Buffalo, I was just there. That city is an absolute shithole. I have no interest in what it went through to become a shithole. And it boggles my mind that a single person does. It's actually crazy. My most controversial opinion is jam belongs in ham sandwiches. Yeah, and you belong in a state penitentiary under maximum security, so you're not a threat to others anymore. Because that is a fucking miserable take you just had. That is gross. Best travel story? Driving an electric scooter full speed into a cement wall in Florence, Italy. What a wacky story. Yeah, oh my god, Italy was stunning. Truly, it was so beautiful there. Oh my god, yeah. So this one time I drove my electric scooter full speed into the cement wall in Florence. I know, right? I'm such a klutz. I do this stuff all the time. Paralyzed from the waist down. It was incredibly violent. Yeah. My greatest strength is probably my mindset. I'm convinced I could take on almost anything. Okay, go shove a hungry bear. Go take that on with your great mindset. Let me know how it goes. It won't go well. What I order for the table, a pretzel with cheese sauce. I don't even think I could begin to describe how disappointed I would be if someone was like, I'll get an app for the table. It's like, cool, thanks. And then a single pretzel with cheese sauce arrives to the table. At that point, don't order anything for the table because you're already not doing that by securing yourself a single pretzel. Do you want us all to take a bite of the pretzel with cheese sauce? Just pass it around like we live in 18th century France and this is a hot commodity? I'm at the table as well. I'm getting food. I can fully get my own pretzel. You don't need to act like you're doing a nice thing. You clearly just want a pretzel for yourself. Just have it. I'm not going to put up a fight. Like, I don't need a bite of the single pretzel. Thank you, though. Unusual skills. Really good at moving small amounts of liquid. Good on you. I have absolutely no clue what this could even mean. You should not go out with me if you're allergic to peanuts. I love this one. I just imagine that peanuts have not even been brought up in the discussion at all. And this girl is just like, hey, just before this goes anywhere, before any funny business happens, I'm not giving up peanuts, all right? It's not happening. It's always going to be peanuts for me. Full stop. Period. End of story. So do not bother with that shit. You and your little EpiPen can kick rocks. I don't care. I just can't believe how adamant she is. If you're allergic to peanuts, go away. I'm not giving them up. You should not go out with me if you don't like big butts. I love this one too because there are guys out there that are offended and feel challenged by this. They read, you should not go out with me if you don't like big butts. And whoa, what? Yes, I do. I like big butts. I love big butts. I can handle it. What are you talking about? Shut up. I also like that the girl writing this is acting like it's a problem when she knows nobody will have a problem with it. She just wants to tell you that she has one. It's like a rich guy going, you should not go out with me if you don't like your boyfriend having a lot of money. Yeah, I don't think people will mind. You want to hear the craziest Sunday routine that's ever existed? Okay, here it is. Typical Sunday, stock market, Bud Light, Batman, MMA, chicken and rice, Clash of Clans, bench pressing 315, 100 emoji. Good Christ. If that's your Sunday, I would hate to see your Monday. I would want no part of that. My Sunday is so different from hers. It's get McDonald's and then try and stay alive. Just cling to life. The first three are just ridiculous to rattle off like that. Stock market, Bud Light, Batman. Batman with 2 exclamation points. That's a big part of the Sunday. Probably the only time you'll ever see those words in consecutive order. I don't even know what kind of person you're looking to attract. Nobody can keep up with this schedule. Nobody can focus on this many different things in one day, let alone a Sunday, which is International Recovery Day. And what does Batman even mean here in this context? Is she watching Batman every Sunday? And if so, is a different one? Is it the same one every Sunday? It's a big part of the Sunday. It's got the 2 exclamation points. Or is she being Batman every Sunday? It's that's a big part of my Sunday. I have to go out in a cape and a mask and beat the shit out of the scum of the city. The fact that bench pressing 315 on a Sunday isn't even a talking point here shows how insane this ritual is. That's one of the more normal things to do on here, is bench press 315 on a Sunday. Unusual skills, car accidents. Okay, throw car accidents under skills on your resume. Watch how quickly they shred the fucking thing. My most controversial opinion is drinking and smoking is pointless. Okay, we have someone who's better than everybody on here. Are you sure? Because I gotta tell you, I see a very clear and distinct point to drinking when I'm in any remotely large social setting. I'll go from sitting there quietly, just not really bothering with the crowd, to engaging in an intense debate over the top 5 rappers of all time with a complete stranger. That doesn't happen if I don't have my handy dandy 30 rack on me. I bet you can't beat me in Mario Kart. Take the bet then. I actually beg you to take the bet. Please take the bet. Let me rinse you of both your pride and your money. Let me wash your ego away. Because I will be drifting around every corner, building up speed, and I will be holding Koopa shells behind me to block your items. This isn't a game to me. First round is on me. If you can beat me in Mario Kart, great. That works too. I'll kick off my buzz for the evening for the price of air. So those are a few of the ones that stuck out to me for various reasons. Some of them were preposterous, other ones I just found funny. But going through all of these Hinge profiles, I realized that there's a lot of people who just use the same answers but worded a little differently. It's probably not as big of a deal as I'm making it out to be, but I just feel if you're looking for somebody on the app, it's not a great idea to try and be like everybody else on the app. Doesn't really help you stick out. How could I stand out? I know, by giving the same answers as everybody else. Is a flawed logic, for sure. One you'll come across a lot that I don't think is very productive or beneficial in any way is when girls tell you how crazy they are. Dating me is your favorite thing and your biggest nightmare. Buckle up. Dating me is like a mild headache. Dating me is like a mix of Tana Mongeau and Emma Chamberlain. Good luck. Ooh, I don't know what that means. You should not go out with me if you don't like them crazy. Hee hee. Oh, I like them crazy. Dating me is like getting the most craziest and kind person at the same time. Dating me is like trying to round up a litter of puppies on caffeine. Oh my god, a litter of puppies on caffeine? Dude, You are fucking insane. Do any of these sound appealing? No, they don't. They sound like you're more of a chore to be around, which is not good. Another one that the girls like to use is telling you that they can lift more than you or challenging you to lift more than them. Like this one, what if I told you that I could bench press more than you? These ones, I'll just jump in front of the bullet for a lot of guys like me. I'm aware that most of these girls probably can lift more than me. I'm not exactly Lou Ferrigno. So do you think that this is a good way to attract a potential guy? By reminding him how weak he is? Do you think guys like me are just sitting around dreaming of finding a girl that can just feed them their lunch in the gym? Because no, we're not. No, we don't, because we're weak and we're self-conscious about how weak we are. I'm sure there are guys out there who want a girl that can just toss them around. However, I feel like they're the minority. Now, I don't think it's bad that these ladies like go to the gym and are in shape. Obviously not. But rubbing it in my face before we've ever met is not exactly an ideal meet cute to me. However, that could be more of a me thing. I don't go to the gym enough. My personal favorites, though, the ones that tell you that they just gotta light up all the time. The ones that cheech on that loud because they fucking need to. The ones that like puffing on that kush, right? Don't hate me if I outsmoke you. How could I not be mad when rolling up is my life? Nothing better than weed being a defining personality trait. Typical Sunday, wake up, eat, roll a J, watch Netflix. Typical Sunday, smoking, and mimosas. Wow, you would not get along with the smoking and drinking is pointless lady from before. So those are some Hinge prompts I came across, as you can probably tell. I wasn't making this video to like attack any of these people for just like being who they are. I just found it quite funny that these were like some of the attracting prompts on a dating service. Back in the day, online dating was like, oh, I like walks on the beach and I really like to prioritize my family. And now it's like, I have a fat ass, I can smoke more than you, and I'm fire molded into human form. What's up? It's just sometimes funny to like think about a guy reading things like that and being like, oh, wow, I think I met someone. It's not like anything important. Like, this is all stuff that they can get to know about you and decide if they like you or not. You don't just throw that out there because it's a bit much sometimes. That's just all it is. But like I said in the last video, I know for a fact that there are people out there that do think like that, and that's totally fine. But it's also funny, and that's okay. None of it matters at the end of the day because, like I said, life is funny, people are crazy, and weed is tight. So that's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Here's my plug. Hey man, I wanted to be the one to tell you that Steve, he got into a pretty bad car accident. He's gonna live, but there's gonna be some long-term effects, and I know how close you are with him, so I just wanted to let you know and check on you, make sure you're okay. Seriously? That's a plot twist. Yeah, that's not what I thought you were gonna say. It's really not. That is a weird thing to say. That was fucking weird. Funny, right? Yeah, I know. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching. Again, I'm in desperate need of human affection, and I'm on my last straw. So, yeah, hit me up. Peace out.